Was it to be part of this receiver room that has so many of these undrafted guys playing big roles? And I think, I can't remember who told us the other day that you made a comment on that, but they kind of inspired by your story too.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't. To be honest with you, I knew a couple of them were drafted, and then when I got here and started to learn a couple more of their stories and where they came from and where they started. I love it. Those guys are not that drafted guys aren't hungry, but the undrafted guys, they got something to prove every single year, and they came into this league, had to earn a roster spot, really had to grind that out, and to be in that room, you can tell there's a bunch of guys that are hungry and eager to make a name for themselves. A lot of young guys that want to win and do the right thing. So it's been we have a really good group, and it's fun. It's been a fun experience to be a part of that.
And I know it's partly because of injury, but how rare is it from camps you've been in, with like Marquez Callaway, Juwan Johnson, two guys who just got here last year, are lining up with the ones and getting as many big
Yeah,
plays?
I mean, but that's the nature of the NFL. You never know what's going to happen, and injuries happen, and guys, it's kind of like that next man up mentality. And you get into training camp, you can't really just bring in guys that are can be number one receivers. So guys got to step up, and Marquez, LJ, I mean Deontay, all those guys are stepping up, and I think they're eager to be that guy. To do whatever it takes to help the team win and try to make as many plays and take advantage of the opportunities that they get. So, we're out here just working to get better. I think it's going to be fun. It's been awesome working with them during camp so far.
What do you think is what stands out to you about Marquez? When you're looking at him as a teammate, football player, first thing that comes to your mind?
Never has a bad day. It seems like.
Yeah.
I think. When we're in the meeting rooms and we're on the field, you can tell that he takes this thing very seriously. But to me, it seems like he's got a very short-term memory, which is something that I think gets lost a little bit in those good receivers, because you're going to have a time where you drop a pass, or the route might not have been great, and it just doesn't seem to affect Marquez. He just kind of moves on and goes on to the next play, and then bang, he's making a play down the field. And I think that's pretty special about a guy, especially for undrafted guys. I've seen a lot of guys that, you can, especially during training camp, when you only see so many balls during training camp, it's tough to, compartmentalize, dang, I just missed an opportunity, what's everyone thinking? He just moves on. And he keeps grinding it out, and he's making plays down the field, and, he's working tirelessly at his craft. So it's been fun to be in that room with him.
And short-term memory is not it's not like a literal thing. That's a confidence thing, right?
It's a confidence thing, 100%. I mean, I think listen, you get into practices or you get into games. Listen, these corners get paid too. There's going to be plays where they break up a pass, or you drop one. I mean, it's going to happen. But being able to move on and just forgetting about it right away, and going out there and when that next opportunity comes, making the most of it.
How do you approach this after so many years, talking about those young guys that don't know yet? I mean, but still fighting for a roster spot.
Yeah.
Is your mindset the same as when you were day one, or has it changed and morphed in some way?
No, I mean, I think for me personally, and obviously only getting here just about a week ago, I'm really this is an opportunity that I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm just trying to hold myself as accountable as I can to learning the offense and going out there in whatever position that they want to put me in. I just want to go out there and be able to do the right thing. And if I'm able to make some plays and just catch the football, I mean, I think that makes a big difference. But also try to be a leader in that room with a bunch of guys that were like me, that were undrafted guys, and fighting to earn roster spots. And so me coming here, I have that same mentality that those guys have. That mentality has never left me. That's really, I think that's part of the reason why I think I've been able to last so much in this, so long in this league, is I've never taken anything for granted. And to be out here every single day, every practice, every game, every season, it's an amazing opportunity to be out here, and it's a privilege to play in this league. And never take a day for granted.
How good have you felt? I know injuries took a toll the last couple of years.
Felt pretty good, to be honest. Even I think playing lacrosse really, it kept me in great shape, obviously, and I wasn't getting tackled. It's still a very physical sport, but I think just staying active and playing that sport out, coming here and the cutting and all that kind of stuff, I think that really prepared me for going into a training camp. It was unexpected. I didn't know if this was even going to happen, but I'm very happy that I was doing that, so that it definitely prepared me for as much as I could going into a training camp like this.
With those young guys, you said you have a similar mindset to them, but how much pride do you take in knowing that you're the guy that they can come to with questions and be the leader that they can look to?
Honestly, I love it. I embrace all those guys when they want to ask me questions about different routes and how to see coverages, and because I love this game, and I've put so much work in and studying this game and defenses and how to do this, because I had to be technical with everything that I had, everything that I did in route running, and I had to be as perfect as I could be. So I love talking to these guys about all different types of routes and releases, or how to do this and how to do that, because at the end of the day, we all love this sport. So being able to kind of talk about that and help guys out in whatever way I can is it's a lot of fun for me, and it's a way for me to be that leader and give back to these young guys and try to help them with their process and their game.
Who guided you when you first came into the league?
Oh man, I had a lot of guys. The guys that come to mind, like specifically, when I first started, Stevie Johnson was a guy that I asked a ton of questions about too when I was in Buffalo. Another guy when I was in Miami, Devon Best, he played for a while, and he was another guy that I would ask a ton of questions to. And obviously, when I got to New England, my knowledge of football just went through the roof. Talking to 12, being a part of that offense and being with Coach Belichick and Jules and Danny and those guys, because they had been around the game for a while, and I thought I knew a lot about football, and when I got there, I feel like I didn't know a lot about football, but it was awesome for me to learn from them, and that helped me in my game tremendously with all of those guys.
From a technical aspect, how would you describe Deontay Harris' route running?
Fast,
yeah.
Explosive, in and out of his breaks really quickly. Got a good feel for those over routes and escapes and all that kind of stuff. He's in the slot. He could play outside. He's been fun to watch, to be honest with you. He's can get down, he can stretch the field, and he's, even for a smaller guy, he doesn't play like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.